How the Klondike Gold Rush affected everything around it. How did the gold rush affect the environment? How much of an increase of people was there? Did the gold rush help or hurt the natives? All these questions will be answered in this presentation. The formerly serene landscape was thrown to the curb all for gold. Once the gold was gone, so were the prospectors, but not before making destructive changes. During the gold rush, 100,000 people began the journey to the Klondike, but few made it, and even fewer found gold. Only 30,000 even made it to Dawson, and only 4,000 found gold.
The ones who had it the worst were the natives. From their perspective, the gold rush meant a reduction in food and the destruction of their home. It introduced them to diseases and alcoholism. Before the 1896 gold rush, things were peaceful, but the gold rush changed Alaska. The Alaskan 1901 census showed that for every native there were 8 non-natives. This was a drastic change from the census taken in 1896, which showed that for every non-native there were 4 natives. The stampeders brought mass destruction to the environment in a relatively short amount of time, especially to the indigenous wildlife. Known landmarks were destroyed in the span of a couple years. An array of environmental problems sprouted from nowhere and grew rapidly, such as water contamination, erosion, the rapid rise of harmful plants, and even bringing multiple animals to the brink of extinction. Often, stampeders would leave their campfires going, which in turn caused multiple forest fires. Unfortunately, some of the fires were done on purpose to scare away the next group of prospectors. This terrible act caused a tragic loss of habitat. The multiple fires started to deplete the forest of trees. This actively affected the creeks by tearing and destroying them. The once perfect blue waters turned thick and murky. They even led many species to the verge of extinction. Erosion was another common danger along the trails. Because of deforestation, roots would not grip the soil, and deforested areas posed the risk of dangerous landslides. The rivers and streams of the gold rush were not what you would call fresh water. Stampeders had to adapt to their environment. The food they enjoyed here was dissimilar to what they had at home. The Alaska natives had lived there for tens of thousands of years and had to deal with the stampeders using their hunting methods.
Thank you for watching our presentation.